This is Snow Guardians, a game I created for the Pygame Community Jam. And this is also Snow Guardians, basically the same game, except it was made with Godot. It is my first real project using the engine. It's a pretty simple game, where snow falls and accumulates on the ground and the player needs to collect it to build snowmen and make snowballs to defend against the cursed spring creatures. It didn't do well on the game jam, but maybe the real prize is the games you make along the way. Anyway, I thought the idea was interesting, a kind of mix between tower defense and Plants vs. Zombies. And I figured it would be the ideal candidate to try recreating in Godot, so I could start gaining experience with the engine and understand how it works and how it compares to Pygame and Raylib. So in this video I decided to share a bit of my experience. It's not a tutorial, but rather the perspective of someone who is used to making games in Python with Pygame and Raylib venturing into Godot for the first time. I had already watched some Godot tutorials like the ones made by Brackeys, but I don't feel the same connection with the game when all the steps are predefined. I prefer exploring things on my own and discover what I need to learn along the way. I think that way I retain what I'm learning better. I decided to make a conversion because then I would not have to worry about the final game and how it would look like, only about how to recreate it in Godot. So let's get started. The first shock, at least for me, is that the code takes a backseat. You open the editor and immediately go into the 3D view. I then switch to the 2D view, and this is where you create nodes, which are what Godot calls objects, I guess. And there are a ton of different node types, sometimes with 2D and 3D variants, each with a different function. But sometimes they seem to overlap. So at first you are not really sure which one is the best for what you want to do. Thankfully, you can change the type of node after if it doesn't work out. So after creating a node, you can attach a script to run wherever code you want. The default language of Godot is GDScript, which is heavily inspired by Python. So you will probably feel right at home. To get properly started with the project, I imported the assets I already had from the Pygame version. From there, I started recreating the game logic. First, I worked on the background, which is basically a texture with 10 different variations. At first, I tried using the tile map layer node, but I couldn't get it to work very well. So I ended up switching to a sprite 2D node and changing the displayed region as the game progresses with a script. To handle the game's general logic, I created a generic Node 2D with a script attached to it. I threw basically everything in there. Maybe I got a bit too far. From what I understood, the quote-unquote correct way is for each game object to have its own logic internally, only interacting with other objects through signals or specific functions that handle collisions or attacks, for example. My game manager node is responsible for level logic, spawning enemies at the right time and advancing to the next level. The background has its own script. When the level ends and a new one begins, the game manager sends a signal and the background script receives the signal and changes the displayed area of the texture according to the current level. I'm not a huge fan of this approach. I feel like the logic gets more fragmented and things start to feel a bit disconnected. For small projects, it doesn't make as much sense. It tends to overcomplicate things, but for larger projects, it's probably the best way, so you can focus on one game element at a time. I just find it a bit annoying. But if you want to go against all conventions and not have a script on the background node, you can directly reference it on the game manager node and change the sprite region directly. Another more middle ground approach would be to keep the background script, but just with a function that changes the texture based on the level, then call it from the game manager. Anyway, the possibilities are endless, and that can be a little confusing. But you can do what fits you best. So, getting back to the game objects here, I have a tile map layer for the snow accumulated on the ground. The script handles the snow accumulating over time and the interactions with the player, who collects the accumulated snow. The falling snow is a GPU particle effect, just for visuals, but it is synced to the amount of snow that is accumulating on the ground. Since it runs on the GPU, it shouldn't cause any performance issues, even with thousands of particles on screen. The player is a character body 2D with an animated sprite 2D and a collision shape 2D. I think this is where some of the coolest parts of Godot compared to Pygame show up. It is relatively easy to set up a player with different animations. Here I have 3, idle, walking and throwing, all done directly in the interface. On top of that, there's the collision shape, which automatically handles collisions with other objects that also have collision shapes, without having to program anything. Of course, the player still has a script that handles inputs, interactions, movement and changing animation, but it is relatively simple. Then there are the enemies, which are pretty similar to the player, with a character body 2D, animated sprite, collision shape, and a script for the movement and interactions. For the snowman, I created a static body 2D node, since they don't move, with one collision shape for collisions and another to detect when enemies are within range attack. To draw the snowman, I did almost exactly like on Pygame, using circles, lines, and polygons instead of sprites. It also has the same upgrade system. If you increase the resistance, it gets a scarf. If you increase the range, its arms get longer. And if you increase the attack power, it gets a stylish hat. After that, there's also the snowballs thrown by the player, which are area 2D nodes with collisions. And the coins dropped by enemies, which are just generic node 2D objects, both also drawn with circles. All of these elements that appear and disappear, enemies, snowmen, snowballs, and coins, are handled by the game manager. That's why they aren't in the game's main scene. They are saved as separate scenes and instantiated whenever necessary. Another thing I really liked about Godot is that you can enable Y sorting, which automatically organizes child nodes so they render in the correct order. That way, an element farther in the background that was instantiated later will not overlap elements that are visually closer to the front. After that comes the game UI. Godot has different nodes for buttons and other interaction objects. I just had to position them where I wanted, customize them a bit, and in the script I control when they appear and what they do when pressed. Relatively easy, though a bit tedious at first. Then there are sounds. I created an empty node just to hold all of them inside. And for each sound I basically created a separate node, which I reference in the scripts where they are used for playback. Also pretty simple, though a bit tedious. I think there are probably much better ways to do this. And this is basically it, all the elements present in the game. It took me a few days to do the conversion, since I didn't know anything about Godot beforehand. Overall, I feel like my experience with Pygame and also Raylib in Python helps up to a certain point, mainly in understanding how games work, but the way you implement things in Godot is considerably different. There's a relearning process and it takes a bit of time. If you are thinking about learning Pygame or Godot, or using Pygame as a first step, it can help from a programming perspective, since Godot's GD script is very similar to Python. But in terms of game logic, the approaches are very different, unless you really dive into object-oriented programming, which I'm not the biggest fan of, though I do use it from time to time in Pygame too. For small projects or if you want to quickly test a crazy idea, I still think Pygame is simpler and faster. But that's probably because I'm still just getting started with Godot. After a few more projects, I think I will have a better sense of it. In fact, one of the reasons I started getting interested in Godot is how much more practical it is for making 3D games. In Python, I can use Raylib and stuff like that, but it is very similar to Pygame. You have to do everything through code, which is a bit tedious sometimes. On top of that, it is easier to export to different platforms like Windows, Linux, Android, and even iOS. Heck, I can even run the Godot engine on my phone. What other game engine can do something like this so easily? Maybe later on I will remake this game in 3D in Godot, and maybe even in Raylib to compare it. Maybe that way I will start learning a bit of Blender too. Anyway, that's it for this video, thanks for watching and I see you next time.